Morning, Year 5s. Friday, and it's now English. And I'm looking at the do now, and I think I've done something I did a few weeks ago. I think I've forgotten to alter the do now questions, because I'm getting a big deja vu from some of these. Deja vu, not deja vu. Oh, that was hard to say. I'm looking at these, I'm thinking, I think I didn't change these. So you should be able to do these answers very quickly. I remember saying, the cakes is for, the cakes are for. Why haven't you done? Dave ran to the shops. Mr. Cooper was sat on a bench. I don't know, I think my brain's going a little mushy, because I don't remember saying those. I remember doing that one. So have you been able to write a sentence, or a different sentence, with the 3 different apostrophes? I think that's really hard. I remember talking about the shed door, because my shed door is actually fine. So the shed doors kept falling off, but Mr. Cooper's, apostrophe there, and apostrophe on sheds. Definitely talked about this one before. Mrs. Curry made eggs, comma, sausage, comma, spinach, and rice for dinner. To escape this world, comma. And then Dave walked over to me and said, comma, why are you crying? So apologies for that. I think my brain's gone completely mushy. Thank you if you've done that again. But we've definitely done those. Whoops. Right, on to the task. So, our final toolkit this week is looking at speech. Now, we really looked closely at punctuating speech when we did A Christmas Carol. And then from there, we've always been referring to it in our stories if we've wanted to put a little bit of speech in. Too much speech in a story, remember, can get boring for the reader, but speech can move a story along. So, you know, once you've mastered it, it can be a very, very good tool. So, the acquire refine is simply punctuating these 4 sentences. So you're going to have to write them out and just make sure they're punctuated. I've tried to put some little reminders here for you, because I'm hoping that you've potentially done this and then looking at the video. Because this isn't something new, unlike the maths and the music. So, speech marks, inverted commas, show where someone starts and stops speaking. So you've got to read the sentence. Where do you think somebody's speaking? Where is their dialogue? A comma is shown to use the reported clause. Don't forget, if you've got speech and then a clause afterwards, the comma shows that it's not the end of the sentence. A comma is used for interjection. Interjection. Oh, hello. The oh, and then a comma. Oh, like I've done there. Oh, I didn't see you there. Or, Mr. Cooper said. Now, remember, it's a new line when it's a different character speaking. So, Mr. Cooper's not said anything before here. So, Mr. Cooper said, comma, oh, I didn't see you there. So, on a new line, because Mr. Cooper's not said anything, or somebody said something first, the comma, to be fair, it's good there because it shows that, look, it's not the end of the sentence, the speech starts on the next line. So it's still there to show you, look, it's not the end of the sentence, there's a clause coming up here. So, here's one I made earlier. So you're not watching me write everything down. Here's one I made earlier. So, the acquirer finds, I've eaten 5 cupcakes, announced Dave. This is the dialogue, I've eaten 5 cupcakes. My comma goes here, because I've still got my reporting clause. Who said it? Announced Dave. Full stop. So speech marks, one there, and your comma there. Why did you go over there? Asked Amy. Well, here's what she's saying. She started there, finished there. There's no comma here because you've got a question. This is a question. So a question mark is in place of the comma. You don't put a question mark and then a comma. The one thing that people do think of doing, because a question mark is the end of the normally the end of a sentence, isn't it? Because you've got a little full stop there. This isn't a capital. Okay, so when you're doing speech, you don't capitalise the letter afterwards. Oh, don't worry about it, Dave, replied the Vina. So we've got a couple of things here. So first of all, this is where she started speaking. Oh, don't worry about it, Dave. She's not going to say replied, is she? Oh is interjection. Oh, don't worry about it. She could have just said, don't worry about it. She's also put Dave to show that she's talking to Dave, which again is another form of kind of interjection. She could have just said, don't worry about it. But she's put, oh, don't worry about it, Dave. So there's a comma there for the name as well, okay? So there's one there, and there's also one here, and one there. That one's to show the end of the speech, but it's not the end of the sentence. And this last one here, can I be honest with you, Spirit? Scrooge asked. So we've got our speech there. No comma there because we've got a question mark, but a comma here just to show that he's saying spirit. The practice apply, I hope you have some fun with. I had some fun with it. So, you've not been doing any story writing this week. I've given you, a bit of a little bit of a writing rest. But here's a chance for you to do a little bit if you were missing a bit of writing. Feel free to send these in if you want to. So the practice apply, choose 2 fictional characters. Don't mind who they are, okay? Don't even have to be from the same universes. Universes? So I went for Darth Vader and the Hulk. Thought they've never met. That'd be fun. And then put in a conversation. Weave it into a little story. So don't just put 4 lines in Darth Vader said this, the Hulk said this, Darth Vader said this, the Hulk said this. That's not what we're looking for. Your year 5s. Get a little bit of extra in there around the speech. So, write a little bit of an extract of a story, but involving characters speaking. Hulk came smashing through the Death Star, hunting for his one true foe. Ah, the famous Hulk, Darth Vader muttered, with a hint of sarcasm across his voice. Hulk stared at the black, emotionless eyes of Vader. Hulk smash, puny Vader, he roared. It echoed down the corridor, sending waves of panic across the stormtroopers. Your lack of faith in the Force is disturbing, Hulk, replied Vader, his voice still calm, yet riddled with hate. Vader raised a hand ominously. Prepare yourself for what the Force can do. Hulk rampaged towards him. Puny Vader cannot hurt Hulk, grumbled the Hulk as he hurtled towards his nemesis. I really enjoyed writing that. Quite enjoyed reading it as well, actually. So, notice I've actually only got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've actually only got 5 little speech dialogue clauses. But I've woven it in with some storytelling, because it's, keep it interesting. Speech starts on a new line here. Nobody's spoken, and Darth Vader's a new character to speak, so there's a new line there. There's some interjection with R. Comma there, because it's the reporter clause is needed. I need to know who speaks. There's a new line for this one, because it's now the Hulk. Okay? So, it's visual clues for the reader. So new line because the Hulk's now speaking. New line because now it's Vader speaking again. You can see, this is a conversation between at least 2 people. Could be 3. That could have been a 3rd different person. But on here, I've done this one to show that if it's the same character speaking, you just carry on. So your lack of faith is disturbing, Hulk, replied Vader. And he carries on speaking. Prepare yourself for what the Force can do, because it's the same character. He's not been interrupted by anybody. So have a little look at that. You can even pause the video if you want to and leave that on screen and use it as a bit of a waggle. Okay? Well, have a go and have a bit of fun. You could have Bart Simpson meeting Spider-Man. I don't know. You could have Elsa from Frozen meeting Moana. I don't know. Anything. Anyone you want to. I quite like these 2 though. It's quite fun. So enjoy.